Hello everyone, welcome to this new tutorial. First of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And Christmas is what this tutorial is going to be about, because we're going to make this Christmas tree pop-up card. I'm showing it in a bit of a weird angle because I have my camera pointed down, but as you can see, this is the pop-up tree. I've also made a version with illustrated decoration. I've got this in detail on my YouTube channel, and I also have a white version with perforations using a hole puncher. So that's what we're going to make. What's good to know is that this tree has one pretty side and one side that uses this mechanism, which is basically an open box. And one side of the box we use to open the tree. And as you can see, there's a little V-fold inside there that pushes out the tree, helps it to fold it out. So some of you may recognize this solution from another project I did for a cube. But that's what we're going to make, a pop-up tree that you can decorate yourself. Therefore, you will need the template file. And it looks like this. It's 3 pages, one for the base, the 3 parts of course, and there's some tips and tricks on here. This is 80 lb paper I'm using here, so I would really recommend to use that paper weight, which is around 200 grams GSM. So if you take anything heavier, it may get too bulky or too complex or too heavy to open. So I would really suggest to use this weight of paper. So those are the template files. And I also have 2 pieces of, let's say, I have to peek here. I think this is around 100 lb paper. And this is 19 centimeters in length and 17 in width. So we're going to use this as a double cover. I'm putting that aside for later. So first things first, before we start, we're gonna talk about the tools and materials we are going to use, like this double-sided tape. I'm using the yellow package from Scotch. You can also use glue, of course. I'm using this wider double-sided tape for the double cover. Some masking tape or artist tape. I have an X-Acto knife here. Be careful, of course. I always start the project with a fresh knife. This hobby knife for straight lines. I have a cutting ruler, of course. A scoring pen with a dull tip. Scissors. A pencil. Geometric triangle. And a folding bone. If you have some of these, if you don't have some of these, make sure to get them, because these kind of pop-ups are so elegant and detailed that they really need they need good tools, good materials to work. So I would recommend to use that. And we're going to start right away with scoring the lines. Let's start with the base page first. And I'm making sure my scoring line is exactly aligning with the dotted line here. And as you can see, it's exactly on the dotted line. So make sure you always work this precise. That's the base page. I'm going to score these parts too. The longer scores, I make those with my cutting ruler. The shorter ones I do with the geometric triangle. There, this one too. Then we have the glue tabs. Okay, perfect. That's that. Now let's do this one too. This may be the most work, but let's go for it. I'm doing these all at once, but again, super precise. If these are off, these scoring lines, it really won't work. Work as well if we need to. So let's start on the top. I'm doing first all the diagonals on this side. And I always make sure my triangle is a little bit off the line, so the scoring pen goes exactly in the center. And this is very important for symmetrical pop-ups. That's almost one side done. There. Let's do it on this side too. And these plastic geometric triangles, they wear out a bit, so I buy these like once every month, maybe 2 months. And it's just because I like the feel that it has when I'm scoring and how flat it is against the page. There, almost ready. All right, now let's do this part too. This is the stem of the tree. And I would like to advise that if you're going to color this in, to first color it and then score it and cut it out. Because the scoring lines, they damage the fiber a bit. So if you're using alcohol markers, it's gonna show. Now, next, what's also important here is that we're gonna cut these slits. Getting some water. So these slits, these lines, these need to be cut too. Do this very carefully and very precise. Because if these are a little bit off, it won't look good. If you have the feeling that you maybe made a mistake, just print out a new sheet, cut out just that part again, because that single piece could ruin the end result and we don't want that. These are the slits. And these are important because it helps the pop-up to fold out more easily. There are so many V-valves working here together that it becomes very heavy for the mechanism to open. So we're just making it a little bit weaker. And this is a technique that you can experiment with. These are just positions I think are helping it. Just make sure you don't cut any further than the solid lines. All right, those are the slits on the tree branches. Now, these also have slits, so let's do that too. You could use a ruler if you like, but I'm going to do it without. It's just a matter of working precise, a little bit of concentration. It's not even really hard. Just don't rush these things. It's the most important part of making a pop-up is to cut it out precise. All right, and cutting this out would take a lot of time, so to save us some time, I've prepared that. I've got all my pieces ready here. I'm going to lay them out so you can see it. The base page. These slots also are very precise cutted because those are the positions of the glue tabs. We have the mechanism here, the base of the tree, all the branches. I'm going to lay them out here. The trunk and the little V-fold that pushes out the tree. Okay, so let's start folding these parts, and when we've done that we're going to glue them. So I'm going to start with the base page, and for all this folding work I'm going to use a folding bone. And this really helps to make the end result even better. That's the base page. Next, the tree. We're going to build it with the printed side outwards, so you only see plain white. So follow me with these steps, fold it like this. That's also prepared. Fold it back one more time. Make it a little bit loose, that's fine. These can fold it in. Again, making sure those are really nice folds. These also fold in. Those are all mountain folds. So with the printed side on the inside. And these go out. Those are the glue tabs. Outwards they go. Also ready. This one is easy. Printed side on the inside. I'm just rolling it over like a caterpillar. And now I'm going over these folds. Don't want to damage it. So it took me a couple of tries to make this Christmas tree, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I thought now it's time for a tutorial. Printed side on this side, on the top side, and we fold these in. And what we're going to do with this one is the exact same as you need to do with the others. So just follow my steps. This one I'll show more detailed. These also go inwards. Then you fold this over, making this clear, so I'm not pushing it with my folding bone. Now I'm gonna turn it over and just help this fold here and here to pop out a little. As you can see, I'm doing this very carefully, aligning it, pinching it a little bit, not too hard, because otherwise I will dent here. Gently pushing it here. And now we have one branch ready. I'm going to do that with the other ones too. So let's do that a bit quicker. And it's part of doing this, so we need to go through this. On the other side, this isn't really a super hard pop-up to make, so I'm pretty sure that we can make this video not too lengthy. That's another one. Doing the same here. Great. Pop this out. Another one almost ready. There you go. Now, the smallest one is the hardest one, so that one we're going to do a little bit more precise. This one, this piece, we're gonna get there anytime soon. Right, this one. So as you can see, a lot of folds going on here, but for the end result, it will be worth it. The smaller they get, the harder it gets. Taking my time here to do it nicely. That's another one. Now this one is a bit tricky. So you see all these lines come here together in this point. And that's hard to fold. I'm going to take my time to do that nicely. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit here. Okay. I'm guiding the paper a little bit to make sure it folds over the whole length, including the narrow part here. Right. Now, again, this one needs to pop out, helping it a little bit. And that's it for that piece. Okay. This one we're also going to fold over. These are glue tabs. They are going outwards. All right, now we have everything folded. I think this was the most work, but let's continue and adding the branches first. And I've made it a bit easy for myself by making these tabs just enough, wide enough to fit half a strip of tape. So every time I cut this in half, I can use the other half for the other side of the branch. Putting tape on the glue tabs here. All right. Now there's a little trick to align this on top of this tree. And to make this more clear, I'm going to mark the center here. Fine. Now every time we're going to attach a branch, we're making sure that this center line here, this line, this fold, aligns with this line. So I'm going to put it on here, put it flat. And as you can see, those align. Now I fold these in. I'm going to hold it flat like this, fold in the tabs. And while I'm still aligning this center here, I'm also aligning the edges of the branches. Checking if it's all right, looks good. Pushing it down. As you can see, I'm using this edge to align the glue tab. Same on this side. And when I fold this in, it looks like this. So this is gonna be a matter of doing it 6 more times. I don't know, how many branches are there? Maybe 8? I lost count, doesn't matter. That's one side. I promise you it's gonna go quicker from here on. Aligning the center, folding in the tab. Same on this side. And making sure it really aligns here, here, and here. Pushing it down. Ready for the next one. And I'm having plans to also make 2 new variations on this tree. One in chrome paper and one with illustrated artwork that has snow on the branches. I think that would be nice too. Perfect. 3 to go. Glue tabs are getting smaller. Taking my time, making sure it all aligns. Looks good. Let's see. 2 more. Bear with me. We're almost there. This tree also has room to build in tiny LED lights or nano LEDs. So in case you're interested, those fit in here. You could try that too. There's too much tape on here. There you go. Aligning the center. All right. Almost there. This is the last branch. Looks good. Center align it. And that's the last one. Now we're going to help this a little bit because all this paper needs to get used to its new position. All these fibers need to be reprogrammed. Sounds nice to say. I'm carefully making sure everything fits. Pushing it down a bit. Not too hard, or you will dent the paper. And this is what you'll get. Looks good. Now, we also are going to fold it over like this, just to ease the paper a little. Not too much, be careful. And now I think the paper is willing to cooperate with our cards, so there you go. That's the base of our tree. Now we're going to build in the elements on the base page. So let's first start with this tiny V-fold. That's not enough tape. Let's try that again. Putting tape on the top sides here. With a cat hair. Doing the same here. Okay. I'm going to slot it in here. Slot this one in here. It looks like this. Now I'm going to close the card very carefully. Fold these over. And now they are glued down. Looks good. So as you can see, this pushes out forwards to the tree. So this creates some tension. All right, let's do the stem. Or the trunk, sorry, the tree trunk. This is a glue tab with the round corners. Going to lay this flat. No, not yet. I'm going to make sure this aligns with the scoring line there. This is going to be the natural closing position, so like this. I'm going to lay that flat, making sure that is all flat and sharp folded. Now the side with the glue tab, I'm going to put that backwards, so I'm gonna tuck it in like this. First need to put some tape on the glue tabs. Let's do that. We don't need much tape here, but it is important to cover the complete glue tab here. That's good enough. All right. So there's tape on the top sides here. Glue tab on the back side. Getting this in here. That one there. I need to close the box a little. Make it fit. Alright. I need to pop this out. Like so. Pushing this flat. That looks good. Like that. Glue tabs outwards. And we have a tree trunk. Alright. A tree trunk and a V-fold that is pushing still a little bit too hard, but it's gonna be solved by the tree that we're gonna put on top of that. So let's do that. We're going to connect this base mechanism to the tree. I'm putting tape all over the surface of this glue tab. I'm holding it like this. And of course, for a tutorial, I'm not rushing, but I'm not working super precise to save some time. But when you're doing this, just take all the time you need, because it's also fun to make and the result will be only better. Right, now I'm gonna lay this flat. Hold on. Push this all flat and lay it flat here. And this glue tab, as you can see, has the same shape as this glue point. So I will fold it over, align it with the long side and the short side, like that. Now I'm going to do the same with this side. So this glue point is light gray area. That's what I'm using to align it. All right, there we go. It's also stuck, and now we have this. Let's add tape on these glue tabs, also on top. Going to make sure it's really tucked in here against this fold, not over the fold. That's important. There you go. Now this may be a bit tricky, but we're going to tuck in this tree, this side, between this and this. So let's shoot the card a bit. I'm going to start with slotting this in, this glue tab. And that went really fast, but as you can see, this ended up between. So now it's time to slot in this glue tab. Looks good. Fold it over, lay it flat, push it. That looks nice, as you can see. Now I'm going to close it. I'm going to help it a little bit because it's the first time it's going to do this. So again, it's like programming the fibers of this paper. And these tabs, this may be confusing. These V-folds need to go upwards. So when it's downwards, it won't work. Anyway, it looks like this. Now let's see. That works very nice. Now let's add a double cover, and before we do this, I'm going to, as you can see, there's some stress on these slots here. So I'm going to add some artist tape on top of that. It's a weaker part of the card, but it's okay. It's fine. When we add a double cover on top, it also is going to be hidden. I'm just covering this so the paper gets a little bit of help sticking together. There you go. Okay, so for the double layer, I'm going to use my wider double-sided tape. And I will add a couple of strips on there. It's one. Making sure it's within the cover. There. I could fill this in, but for now it's good enough. It's too long. There you go. So adding a double cover not only helps to fit in the tree top, but it also makes the card stronger. So this pop-up can operate better, which is important. This gives us this typical card feeling. Let's see, where is my double cover paper? It's here. Those are 19 by 17. And I'm using the, let's see, yes, I'm using the long side against the centerfold. So let's do that. And then our card is finished. And while I'm doing this, I'd like to ask you to not forget to leave a thumbs up. A like and a comment would be nice. I always love to hear what you guys are making, especially with my templates. And make sure to subscribe for more tutorials in the future. I'll do my best to make these. Okay, there we go. Aligning it here. There goes our double layer. Now, this works a lot better. Sometimes you have these extra paper. You have this extra paper that prevents the card from opening. As you can see, there's it starts to wobble a bit. So I'm cutting off a little strip. Also being careful not to cut in the base page itself. Let's see, let's try this side. I think this is better. Yes, much better. All right, that's our Christmas pop-up tree. As you can see, this works nice. I really like the three-dimensional shape of it and the little mechanism that helps to push out this tree as good as possible. As you can see here, it still wants to bend out a bit, but this is just forcing it on the heaviest part. And that's our Christmas tree. So again, if you want to make this in color, it's also really nice, I think. You can illustrate it using alcohol markers, or you can just decorate it with punched holes, which is also nice. So that's it. That's our pop-up tree. I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too lengthy, but again, I'm always taking my time to explain this. It's a precise work, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope to see you next time. Enjoy the holidays. Have a good time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.